What's going on, y'all? What's happening? What y'all up to? This is the Systems Lab Live, fourth week, fourth week edition. Let me tell you something. It is my belief. It is my belief that we have done 8 live streams in a row, and we've done about 8 videos for the YouTube series, 2 case studies. Boy, are we having a time tonight. Just put up all the jazz hands in the world. I'm very excited to be with you all tonight. Systems Lab Live, the February 27th edition. The February 27th edition. This is the monthly kickback, or the month kickback, which is a wrap up of the Mean Green series all month long. We have been talking a lot about project budgeting and project budgeting tips. And listen, folks, if you're here for the very first time, I do want to let you know, number one, welcome. Number two, the Systems Lab Live is the only live stream show that is weekly, that talks about productivity trends, that talks about a range of topics of managing projects, leading teams, and developing processes. I focus on the daily work, the day-to-day work of how you are managing your projects and the work and everything in between. So, this is a great time for you to join. We are in a huge series as a whole. So we are in the Project Essential series. We've broken down some themes. And the first month of January, we focused in on project activation, key tips, and starting off projects the right way. Well, I can't even say the right way. I probably would say starting off projects with less bumps and bruises and less like, uh-oh, or less, I just want to quit after week two. So there's a lot of really great information in those live streams. So you can go to the YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, you have to subscribe. And I try to be timely, and sometimes I'm not. I'll just be very frank and honest. Yeah. I'm going to work on that for March, which is next week. Well, technically it's Wednesday, but our next live stream is in March. So, what was I about to say? Welcome. Thank you all for being here. Put in the comments what you're working on. How far along are you on your project? And what you're looking forward to. Okay. What are you looking forward to the most in terms of the project that you're working on? Let me doing a little bit of adjustments right here for this lighting situation. Okay, I think I'm okay. 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 So you guys know where you're at. How you doing? How's everybody doing? It's great to see everybody. So we're here, and it is week 4 of Systems Lab Live, the Mean Green series. And tonight we have a whole lot of demos. So if you are tuning in on LinkedIn and on YouTube, boy, oh boy, do I have a treat for you. And that treat is a whole lot of demos and apps. I did have this as like a kickback because, I mean, there's a script, but then there's like, there's all the things in between. But we have an agenda. I always like to have an agenda, folks. And I know it's, sometimes you shouldn't over prescribe your live streams, but I want some sort of law and order, if that makes sense. And I do want to make sure that people understand what we're doing and why we're doing what we're doing. So month 1, we talked about project activation. Month 2, which is February, we are talking all about the Mean Green, which is all about project budgeting. Where are we headed for March? I'm going to tell you right now. It is all about people. It is all about the people. Man, boy, are we going to have a time. We are going to have a grand time talking about the people. So we're going to be talking all on teams and team construct. And we're going to talk a bit through some of the communication pieces too that we've seen through the podcast. So we'll definitely we'll definitely tie those pieces together. And so the things um, that you have listened to when it comes to building out a communications plan, we're going to talk all about that as well. We will do even more deep dives into conflict. What else will we talk about? You know, identifying key stakeholders in some of our projects that we're working on, who needs to have communication and when they should have it. So that'll be March. So buckle up for next week. Next week. So we're gonna keep focused on what we are here to do, because we got quite a few things to kind of go through tonight. Because we have a few demos. We got to report a few demos. Yes, we do. So show and tell. We got a couple things to run through for show and tell. We have the report from the Black Tech Effect, produced by The Plug. So that is Sherelle Dorsey's group. What's happening? Oh, we got I Am Chadia Williams. Hello. We got Winifred. We got one of the bricklayers in the building. So great to see you. So really good to see you. And I'm going to actually bring up this app right here. Okay. Show and tell. And we're going to go through the final creators economy case study tonight. Then we're going to go through hidden budget secrets, Coda, and the new app there, and how to build out a budget plan. So lots in store for you all tonight. So you're definitely going to want to save this for later. If you have one of those organized playlists, as I do, semi-organized, because I probably should go back and delete a whole bunch of them, but there are specific playlists that I have to save videos. Now, I will say 8 out of the 10 times, I may not go back until like months later, but they're there nonetheless, because something will always spark something. I will also show you this new app that I'm using called, well, Readwise is not necessarily new to me. It may be new to you, but I like it because this kind of gets into some of my other knowledge management pieces of it. But I like it because you can highlight things on your browser and you can make notes on things that you read. Let's see. All right, we're getting into it, folks. Creating a communications plan. So we're going to get into this next month, but Conversations with Ask Ash season 6 is currently out. And it is a communication season. And I will say this is probably really one of the more critical pieces of content that I've created on this medium, this audio medium. And so what I really envisioned for this was, through the conversations I was having, through the experiences, the lived experiences that I was going through, man, communication came up as a recurring theme. And I was like, well, I just think that there needs to be a whole podcast season on the many lenses or shades of communication. Maybe that should have been the name of the season. See, I'm not, we're going to leave that alone. The shades of communication. See, that would have been great. The shades of communication. That'll be the nickname for it, because I just call it the communication breakdown, because that was what I thought of at the time. I was like, oh, the communication season. But I was like, no, communication breakdown, because we're breaking down components of the season. I guess it could work nonetheless. But what I like about creating a communications plan is that, what we're really looking at is we're really looking at working better with our team members on the best ways that we can communicate with one another. So whether it's just the two of you, whether it's you and a contractor, you and an employee, or employees or contractors, you definitely want to talk about the best ways of communication. And I'm not just talking about verbal. I'm talking about the way in which we work every day, how we receive information, how we store information. And so creating a communications plan, really just at its most basic level, it's really planning for the types of communication between you and your team members, you and your clients. So I love this because this really drills down into the depth and breadth of the everyday work. So when you should use Slack, what are the Slack office hours? What are the items of communication that you really need to be focusing in terms of the channel breakdowns? And we did a Slack demo last month. Yeah, I think I spent 2 weeks on that. Yeah, so we went through Slack and how you could set up project channels. So if you go back into weeks maybe 3 and 4, I think, of December, not December, of January, perhaps. Maybe that's what we can do. So, and side note, and that's what we're gonna get into when we talk about like workflows and things like that. We're gonna take a BTS into my Systems Lab Live and podcasting, and I'm gonna show you Airtable. We're gonna go behind the scenes at Airtable, but I because I definitely want to show you all this. This has something to do with communication, because even with the people that I work with on the podcast, we established right off the rip that email was going to be the best form of communication, right? Nothing too fancy. So we talked to the writer, the show notes writer. And so if you go to conversations with askash.com, and so yeah, the link is in bios and in the show notes, or I guess the caption, right? The description, the YouTube caption. I feel like I need a lexicon of YouTube terminology. That's what I feel like I need. And you can go in there and you go on the website and you go to season 6, and you'll see a really beautifully written show notes by Chris from the Fringe label. And he made me excited all over again with my podcast. So he wrote a really great one for creating a communications plan. And this week we're talking about meetings. This is about to be really, really exciting, about the art of meeting management. It's going to be fantastic. It's one of my favorite topics. What's going on, Jason? And yeah, it's exciting. But creating a communications plan is the latest podcast episode. And so I'm going to show you. Oh, no, that's not it. I'm actually going to show you. It's called Do You Have the Master Plan, is the episode name. So you go here. Okay, this is also what I did myself, guys. Every piece of, like, every iteration of the podcast is a slow build to getting better. So I'm not making monstrous changes, even though I have 52 episodes up. Every season has had its iteration of the structure, finding my voice, and everything. And so, I decided where I wanted to invest this particular go around, and I'm excited about it. So, okay, I did this in Canva, which is, I think, okay, because someone told me I should have different cover art. So I was like, okay, I think this is how you do it. So this is what I did. So in this episode, I break down what is a communications plan and what's included in it and why it's important. Why does my team need a communications plan? Can't we just figure it out as we get to know each other and form a workflow? Spoiler alert, bad idea. The importance of selecting communications channels and how to set specific guidelines for each. What are the benefits of a communication plan? What will the return on investment be for my time creating this plan? So this has just a lot of great and rich information. It looks like I went in on this one. Well, I went in for a good 23 minutes on this one. And so, a lot of these episodes are just about 30 minutes, maybe a little bit less. But the reason being is because collectively, what I'm looking to do with this is for people to take the bite-sized pieces of this and just to start implementing. So I could do like a whole entire hour long thing about, the communications and the plan and whatnot. But I wanted to focus in on key parts of this so that you can just start, right? Plus, when you have the whole entire season together, there's so much to think about and to consider. Like even async communication. I mean, you could take that episode and just start to implement that, and really that can be like your one takeaway from the season. It's like, okay, we're going to do async communication, right? But even with that, that kind of dives into creating a communications plan, right? So, I like this part. Has there's three essential components: the people, the process, and the technology. So the people, who you're creating with, the process, what's that workflow looking like, and the technology. It is 2023, right? And I say this proudly, is that it's 2023 and we are in a digital world. So therefore, a project or task management tool is required for any brand business. And I dare to say, even on a personal level of keeping yourself organized, it is highly recommended that you go digital. Now, this is not to say that you can't have a to-do list, an actual pen to paper. Nothing wrong with that. I won't. I won't say that you should not do pen and paper. Be a part of the pen and paper squad, but I will say that you should go and download Todoist. Fantastic app that can really just help you to organize a list of things that you really want to do. It's good. It's good stuff. Let's see. And that's it. Boop. You got to work with me right here. Folks can, okay, I may need to edit this on the fly because this is not hyperlinked. That's okay. But yeah, this is it. And then please rate the show. I'd love for you to, rate it here or rate it here. Would love that. Okay, no, I am also wrong. I have 53 episodes. Woo woo. Come through, Ashley. And yeah, we just continue to grow. We just continue to grow with this. So let's rock and roll. You can see right here my little Twitter thing right here. I think that's it, guys. Next up, I'm very excited about this. We're going to be talking about the Black Tech Effect report. So let's see. I just want to pull up the plug. I think I pulled up the plug maybe 2 weeks ago. The plug, someone named Benny the Butcher came up. I don't know if I've heard of him. I don't know if I'm familiar with him though. Who is Benny? Is that a rapper? Oh yes, you just said it right here. It said Benny the Butcher. Wow. Who would have thunk it? He had a Grammy award for Album of the Year. Who is this guy? Okay, that's neither here nor there. I'm just all invested now. I'm like, how did we get here? I'm like, who? Excuse me. Let me share this tab. So the plug again is one of the leading, or really, I think it is the only, to my knowledge, that focuses on data and research on the Black tech ecosystem. I also I'm in the middle of reading and highlighting this. New AI provides culturally competent solutions for urban planners. So good. I will say this. I know we have not even gotten to all the things of AI, but we will, because I'm building out a public learning roadmap, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So if we have time, we'll look into that maybe next week. I should be done with it. I'll show you the template for it. But I'm just going to start visualizing the learning and connecting the concepts that I like to apply. And there'll be a section for how will you apply this information. I did a post on LinkedIn that basically was going through like, here's what I'm learning so far. And here's a way that I'm going to start thinking about things and starting to implement, because if I go by my strength finders, I'm a learner and I can get stuck in learning. And so that's why I have key learning areas this year that I'm just really critically focused on, and this is one of them. So so we're going to go through probably, I would probably say every week. I don't know how long this will take, but we're just going to go through each week of the Black Tech Effect report. So with that said, I'm going to share this tab right here. And I do want you all to know, take note of this app. This is called Reader and Readwise and Reader. And what this is a platform where you can save articles, highlight articles, make notes on things. And so what I've done, and you can do it online with almost every website. The extension, it's a Google Chrome extension, and you go and you highlight. Okay. You can highlight the text. So here's the plug. And this is the Black Tech Effect report. And this report produced by the plug in conjunction with the Tech We Want, a program of Omni Diar Network. All right. So 100 promising Black-led high-growth tech companies. So to me, there's 100. We'll take a few per week, but this probably take us for a long time. We'll go through a few at a time, right? But let's go through part 1 of this report. And for those that are viewing this for the first time, or those of you that are like, you're a little bit, you're just like a tad bit curious about like, what is going on? It's really important. And this is how it kind of connects, right? So the reason why I'll highlight reports like this, the Black tech ecosystem, because I know personally for me, if we're talking about like the show being the foundation of project management, productivity, also it spans, right? Project management spans. And so I'm growing in other areas. So I've been studying for the past year in some change, product development, agile development, all on my own. And so I want to start bringing out the stories because I'm trying to connect the dots, right? Talking with people about product, listening to podcasts, DMing folks, having good conversations. And I really am fascinated by the world of the Black tech ecosystem. And I think this work that the plug is doing, and all the work that they've partnered with the Omni Diar network is great. I think there's power in innovation. I think there's power in creating. And I don't think, for me, I've explored enough, which I feel like I've I've definitely gotten more comfortable with like understanding the world of developing products and what that can mean from a perspective of social impact and solving some of the world's most pressing problems through maybe a fintech, through maybe developing a product. So that's in my sort of brand ethos or my personal ethos, right? The building blocks. So that's really why we are embarking upon this journey. And I'm just taking y'all along with me, what I'm learning and how I'm growing. So uh, this is a letter from it. Now let's hold on for a minute. Can we going to be able to zoom in? I don't know, but we're going to try. We're going to try to, I don't know if we're going to be able to go on in. That's okay. So essentially they kick it off on page 2, and we won't be reading this verbatim, but I just want to tell you all about it. So you know essentially this the letter from the team essentially states that um they are looking to push the visibility and the recognition of Black tech owners and founders and Black businesses. And so what we're seeing is that over the past few years, with 2020's racial reckoning serving as a central inflection point, as the murder of George Floyd pushed these spaces to reconsider how their platforms and observations skipped out on Black business and leadership. Almost immediately, the digital pages of publishers for influential brands listed Black-owned businesses, products, and services galore. Some made pledges to provide more shelf space across the board to more diverse creators. The recognition and visibility were palatable and potent. With the increased amplification came greater access to capital as additional VC funds emerged to support underserved founders. What's happening, Sierra? So this report really reflects the year-long effort to dive deeper into companies paving a path towards the future, many of which are having their time in the spotlight for their very first time. So they sought out solution driven and problem solving companies that are tackling society's most pressing challenges and leverage data to bring in your attention to work the mission of founders who are really defying the odds and building sustainability and purposefully. So I read that, I loved it, and I was like, this is the type of stuff that really honestly really excites me. So excuse me. So we kind of go here, and I'll hide this panel because y'all can really even barely see this, but and so what I'll do too is I'll stop this share because we'll just talk a little bit. That's what we'll do. We will just talk a little bit. And we'll just talk a little bit. We'll stop the share. Boom. So here's what we're talking about, folks, because I think this is really important that we understand and underscore this point, is that this report looks at 100 promising Black-led high growth tech companies while acknowledging the ongoing challenges affecting the Black tech ecosystem. So while we have brilliance, while we have really innovative technologies, there are still several challenges that Black tech founders face. And Sherelle Dorsey had an amazing quote a month ago, 2 months ago, that essentially said, we know the story of Black tech founders. We know that we are underserved. We know that we don't get less money, but that's not all that's happening. And I love that, not necessarily always having the headlines of the, oh, there, our population is, we don't get enough money, but there's also this power in collectively highlighting this issue, but also forging ahead, because there's many tech companies that are, especially Black tech companies, that are literally building these really great products, and are finding ways to show up and have the visibility. And this report that the plug and their partner company has done really helps to highlight them. And so I think it's brilliant. So when we look at the Black tech ecosystem, and again, this is sort of, this is my way of really, what's the right word? Really, really contextualizing and really getting an understanding of what does it mean to enter into the tech space? What does it mean to have pre-seed fund and VC and all that other good stuff? And so why not study it from this lens? So Black tech ecosystems are composed of an organization, private and governmental support efforts within a city's unique startup and entrepreneurial framework to advance Black technical talent. We aspire to shift narratives of Black tech companies from the deficit lens to an empowered one where we can reimagine the current state of tech toward the tech we want, which is great. Just what we said. We're not just looking at, hey, look at us, or look at what was us, we have lack. No, we're shifting the conversation and shifting the narrative, which is really, really good. Let's see. Let's look at a few more things that I want to bring up before we move on to the case study of the last case study of the month. So venture capital and financial investment. So this is really important for us to highlight as well. And I'm actually gonna, man, my end. Oh, okay. This is really good. Hold on. Okay. We're here. I do want to highlight this important piece here. So we'll do this. Let me share my screen one more time, because I think this is an important part to underscore. What's going on? Cut the connector. So I wanted to underscore this. The Black Tech Effect highlights companies in 8 categories: HBCU founder, woman founder, veteran founder, social impact, unicorn status, international, legacy, and up and coming. So this is important because we're going to be looking at this throughout the months to come. Okay, these are the areas, right? Okay, so venture capital and financial investment. So when we talk about venture capital, we are talking about money and investments, right? Firms that invest a whole lot of money into companies, right? And so in 2021, the growth of global investment in entrepreneurial ventures and technology doubled from the previous year. The number of new unicorn companies, startups reaching 1 billion in valuation, averaged about 10 per week, with 145 new companies joining in Q4 of 2021 alone. Black-led startups felt the residual effects of the meteoric rise. Funding to Black entrepreneurs in the U.S. reached nearly 1.8 billion through the first half of 2021, a more than fourfold increase compared to the same time frame the year prior. Led by funding to early stage startups, 2021's half year total had already surpassed 1 billion invested in Black founders in all of 2020 and 1.4 billion invested the year before. So this is great. So we're talking literally in 2021, half year had already surpassed 1 billion invested in Black founders in 2020 and the 1.4 billion invested in a year before. So we see an increase in the money, the dollars that are being invested into Black tech startups. Cool. So, okay. So what else we have? So despite the record-breaking year in 2021, Black tech startups continue to face disparities in VC funding. Of the 330 billion of U.S. venture investment in 2021, Black founders raised only 1.3%, totaling just over 4.3 billion. Wow. just 1.3% compared to the counterparts. Wow. VC funding took a sharp turn in 2022, though, and Black founders experienced a reduction in funding. Black companies raised $324 million in 2022, 63% decline versus 2021. Black founders raised $186 million in the third quarter of 2022, which was about 0.43% of the near 43 billion raised in VC for the total investment made that quarter. Woo! So I think about this, and well, I mean, I guess one of my questions is why the sharp decrease? So we saw the spike, right? We saw the spike, and this was 2021. It doubled. It had a meteoric rise. So 2020, 2021, and then it just waned off. It just waned off. Let's see. U.S. Black founders raised about 1% of the U.S. VC funding in 2022, an estimated $2.24 billion out of the $215.9 billion allocated in 2022. That's about 1% slight drop from the 1.3% raised in 2021. Explanations for the funding disparity range from lack of diversity among venture investors to racial bias in assessing the risk for Black-led companies, which makes a lot of sense, right? I was thinking that the effects, I guess, 2 years removed from George Floyd and the racial reckonings, that there just wasn't interest anymore. But yeah, there also will always be bias. So you have that factor as well. And funding disparity range from a lack of diversity among venture among venture investors. I could see that too. But I definitely have to look into more of like types of VCs. Like I don't know. Yeah, I have to look into more of that. I'm actually going to make a little note right here. I'm actually going to make a comment. Excuse me. I'm actually going to show you guys what I'm doing. Look into types of VCs. What does the diversity of VC investors mean? So this is a cool part of this program because you can like write notes in here. I'm going to I'm gonna save it. So good. Okay, share this tab instead. Okay, so and we'll stop at the methodology. So we'll pick it up next week on the methodology, but this is a foundation. Okay, cool. What else? What is the last thing? Black-led tech companies persist in the face of challenges by embracing alternative Black business models and recreating the tech ecosystem, rather than seeking the elusive unicorn status, which is rare for Black founders. Several companies are pivoting to the zebra movement, where they strive for profit and purpose to make an impact beyond the shareholders and for sustainable prosperity. Okay, that I feel like this is about to be me. I like for real. I feel like this is about to me. I feel like I'm on the zebra movement, Black and white. Like I love it. Like I'm gonna be for real about. I was just about to say we're gonna talk about AI later, but like when I think about, okay, sidebar. But we'll close this out because we're really done with this. What's up, Tony Fresh? What's happening? We're done with this portion of it. We're gonna pick up on the methodology next week. But let me let me level set with you, and we will dive into this whole what I'm learning with AI. I'll probably have a whole board and everything, but I'm reading Scary Smart by Mo. I think it's Mo Gawat. I feel like I'm saying this man's name wrong for like many months, but I'm reading about artificial intelligence on the heels of Chat GPT. And I love seeing all the excitement, right? So much excitement. But I know for me, I know I need to be intentional with any type of tools, any type of anything that I'm going to use. I have used some AI, right? So I'm not like anti it at all. And we've been embarking in for the AI world since like the Frankenstein days and all of that. So I've been learning all about the history of AI, like the first AI technology robot and all that. And I think, it confirms some things, right? And I put it in, do I have it? I don't know. I don't think I have it in. I don't think I've updated my Notion on some of these notes, but that's down the line. But for me, it's just telling, right? I think AI, technology, it's really about the power. There's some fundamental things. It's about it, that it's power, it's money, it has to do with control to some degree. This is not to say that AI cannot be used for good or that AI cannot be beneficial, but to see it as a way in which machines can get smarter and that we may not actually have full control over that is wild to me. So there's a lot of things that I'm pulling together on this, and I want to get behind the technologies that again are going to be a part of the zebra movement. They're going to be a part of this aspect of like we're going to use the technology to do good. So it's the WED Du Bois AI model that is providing culturally competent solutions for urban planners. I can get with that for sure. AI for social good, AI for social impact. To be honest, that's what I can get down with. But the things that I've been learning about the AI has been fascinating. The history of it, everything from the early cell phones and Alexa and Google Assistant to even earlier, the types of machines and things. It's a really great book. I'm only on, am I on chapter 2? On chapter 2, just processing a few things for it, but it's interesting. It's interesting. So that's all I wanted to say on that piece. But I'm so glad that we got to talk a bit about this report. I tell you folks, just excites me. Let me share the screen because we're gonna go through a couple more examples. Next up, creators economy. Whoop, 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 whoop. So if you just tuned in to this portion, maybe you were like scrubbing to get to the point of it all. The point of it all is I love you. That was a good old song. I tell you, that Anthony Hamilton. I can't stay away from you too long. Yeah, that was some good stuff. So Creators Economy, ClickUp content creation workflow. So all month long, we've just been diving in deep, talking about all the things of workflows and how to keep yourself organized. Organization Station, I tell you, probably copyrighted by now, but I enjoy saying it nonetheless. Nonetheless, I don't know what that exactly means. All right. So however, comma. So we're going to be looking at ClickUp. All right. Three things: stages versus statuses, inside the task, and automations. So I think this is good to really start to focus in um focus in so we can go in. All right. So what shall we do here, folks? And I actually want to I'm also opening up my System Lab Live. Okay. I think we're in the right place, folks. I think we're going to go with, we will certainly go with the Content Creation Lab. Welcome to ClickUp, everyone. Let me unshare this. What else shall we do? Shall we? Boop, 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 ba-doo, doo. Now, content creation space. Okay. So this is a little different, folks. Hold on. We're going to go. Oh, okay. I'm like, this is an interesting thing here. All right. So I want to show y'all a little something. Okay. So a way in which you can, really look at, the planning, the organizing, the executing of your content. One of the things that you can do, one of the tools that you can do this in is in ClickUp. So a few things that I definitely want you guys to see here is that I have something called stages. So I know we talked a bit about like the workflows, and I showed you, I think in Whimsical, the workflow of the content pieces that go from phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, like ideation, copywriting. What else is there? Creating the graphic, proofreading, ready to post, right? So ClickUp, because it's so like Legos. Shout out to ClickUp 3.0. We're debuting tomorrow. The vetted consultants, we saw it. The vetted consultants saw what is to come, and it's pretty fire. So when we talk about ways that you can use statuses and stages, again, you can use them in so many different ways. And so what I want to show you is that there's a couple things how I set this up. So this is a list, quick crash course. We have a space, we have a folder, and then we have a list, and that's where the projects are. So the list is where you're going to spend a lot of time doing the work, collaborating, right? And how I built out these particular columns is that these are different data fields that you can use that help support the project, really help to collect the right information that you need. So right here, I have the posting date, which is a little different from the due date. And I just wanted there's a difference between, especially if you're doing this in like a content calendar format. Now, I'm going to say this, folks. I've tried this for about a good year-ish, right? I tried this, and I'm going to be honest that due to my particular requirements of how I like to create and store content, I do need a little bit more of a fluid system. That's why it's an Airtable, and then we'll kind of get into that. But I managing content is a project. Boop. Okay. So I want to say that if you decide to go this route, you can, and you can be very effective. You can be very effective. Okay. I'm not saying you cannot be effective. So we have stages, and then we have, what the particular status is. Okay. So let's just start over here. So there's a template that I have created. If you click the task template, and there's loaded templates, there is a social media task template. This might be it. Is this it? This may be it. Oh, it could or could not be. But essentially, I wanted an easy way to make sure I had the key information to create my content. So I have the concept, the caption, and the hashtag set. Okay, this is also where things got a little hairy for me in terms of where I was placing the hashtag set for. So for efficiency purposes, it was in my notes app. So funny when I was on the pod, and I was a guest on a podcast, and the host was asking me about, you know, people who are like us, and saying like, you're organized, right? And, I would say that there's certain aspects where it's, not as organized, and definitely the Apple Notes, Evernote. When we used to use that was a mess too. So there were different things. And so essentially there was like a cutoff time where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to like start over on this app, and this is going to be my day one. Boom. So, which is why, for me, the Airtable piece works, and we'll get into all of that. Okay, we'll get into all of that. So I have the concept, which goes into, okay, what's the concept for my post? The caption. What's the caption? What am I going to write? Okay. And then we get into, hold on one second. Oh, hashtag set. So what's the hashtag set? So, and I don't know if, to be honest, I guess I could have added a column for that. Ooh. Or because it's a template, I could have said hashtag set 1, 2, and 3. I probably could have done that. So you just gotta think through, because I'm just gonna go with H4, and I'm gonna say hashtag set 1, H4, hashtag set 2, H4, hashtag set 3. I think that's it. I think what I also will do too, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not doing this right. I'm actually going to, oh, that's interesting. Can we have this as this? Okay. So you can do the same thing here. And this can be green. And then this can be red, I guess. Yeah. So then you can put your hashtag sets in here. And what you would do is you would click templates. Oh, can you upload from here? Hold on. Let me see something really quickly. Here we go. Update existing template. And then I would click next. And next. Oh, pro tip, you can also like add a description so that you know what's what. And then add tags if you wanted to. I don't think I have any tags though. So you can go like so. Okay. And So I have multiple go live date. Okay. Because I've reworked this quite a few times. um cool. Task item not found, deleted. See, this is why the folks get upset. Team ClickUp. That is funny. But let's open this up so you guys can actually see what I have here. So I have like the post date right here. So I can be, oh, that's not at 3:04, but I can do a post for tomorrow. It's an ideation stage. The content type is going to be it's an automation. Okay, hold on, everybody. The content type, IG Reel. My pillar, I'm going to go on strategy. My call to action is going to be my volley. And that's it. So when I wanted to, how did I want to do this? Let me think through this. There was a process I had, which was I could actually be working on a social media post and it be an ideation. And once I clicked on the content stages, it would automatically move it to in progress. So if I wanted to just start like saying, all right, I'm going to post this on right here and just like fill this out. We're going to talk about leadership. We're going to talk about past session. And maybe I just wanted to create, right? I just wanted to create a few different ones, right? I just wanted to create a few different ones. Okay, we're going to refresh. Where did it go? This also may happen too. This is, this is live. And this is also, it was created. Okay. Let's try this again. Did it go someplace? I think so. I am not sure where exactly it went, but nonetheless, I'm going to go up here and again, work out the content. Is it not loading? Oh, I see. That's why I had that here. Social media task template. Okay, I see what we're doing here. Show empty fields. And I believe these are all the ones that I had these because I was trying to do stuff for like, I'm going to repurpose for LinkedIn, for the podcast. So there was different things I was experimenting with, but it did not resonate with me workflow wise. And it didn't resonate with me. Yeah, like productivity wise. So it might be that I was making it too complex, which, folks, that never surprises me. Team too much. I'm going to put this here so y'all see what I'm talking about. I'm going to get to the creation phase. Yeah, see this? Boom. And this is in progress. So then you can go and start to really start to just create, right? So I'm actually going to put something here. I'm going to put something right here. I'm going to put something here. I'm going to put something. So you have the posting date here. I'll put strategy right here. call to action. VIP day. So if you want to look at, there's also many things I had. I had like IG live planning. So I had like my live streams I wanted to do and like Airtable posted content, content strategy, all the things in here. So if I wanted a calendar view, boom. This is what it looks like right here. So I got one right here and I got two right here. And I got one here. So that's this is a way in which you could literally, create your content for sure. This is what it is. So this is some other stuff that you can do where you could show up the post date and you could show the calendar view. Yeah. So this is all one way to be able to do that. Systems Lab Live has a little bit of it's a little more polished and put together. So this is really where I do the live streaming planning, and it has a lot of stuff that goes into it. And I'm going to open this up. So usually what I do workflow wise, right? And we're going to take that out. Workflow wise, we click on task. I'm going to go to templates and I'm going to go to YouTube live show checklist. Okay, let me see this. It's going to load it. And I'm going to say week 1, it's the people. Okay. And I'm actually just going to go in here. And I'll show you all what I kind of have. The first order of business. Okay, we're opening up the Systems Lab Live note. We're gonna write the description in StreamYard, and we're just gonna go through the checklist. Sometimes I jump around a little bit, but that is for the Systems Lab Live planning, right? This is what we do here for the planning. This is where I copy and paste the live stream for StreamYard. This is also all the links and things and my affiliate links right here. I'm part of the Black Podcasters Association, so they support all forms. And so I will go and this sort of reminds me of it. I probably should take this out because I'm not even really saying this anymore. And this is back when I had the live, when I had 2. So actually going to go to YouTube live show. And I'm going to put template 2023 in here. I'm actually going to say right here, I'm actually going to take this out, delete it, and say send above summary to BPA for Black Pod News. This is what this is going to be. So I have that. I'm going to delete this, this, and this. Live show checklist. So then I have a checklist of things that happen from the System Lab live notes to the outline of show in Miro, create the agenda overlay, which I just may delete because sometimes I have an overlay, sometimes I don't. I don't even know if it's, is this something that the people is this an extra step? I'm and this is a live edit. I think I'm just gonna cut this off because I be forgetting. Create graphics for show promo, schedule live show on StreamYard, schedule out the content, send Canva graphic to and text to Black Podcasters Association, go live, run the live 3D script, and repurpose. So some of these, especially like, these little points here, are moving towards being outsourced. right? Talking with somebody now about the mounds of content that I have in video from July 2020 all the way through present. So we have many iterations. We have Systems Lab Live weekly live streams March 2020 all the way through September 21. Then I made the shift over to YouTube for Systems Lab 2.0, which is what you see here today, and went from October 2021, one live stream a week up until February of last year. And then I was doing 2 live streams from March until December, 2 times a week. And by the end of the year, I was quite tired for sure. So, yeah. So there's a lot of video. So we're going to get into Airtable, and then we're going to get into Coda so I can show you guys my new favorite item. But let's peep over into here. But I think you guys got what we're doing, right? What you can do inside the tasks, okay? So much that you can do, automations that we covered. So Airtable is one of my faves. And so what I like about Airtable is that it is really it's a great tool, but it's also just like an awesome, powerful database software. And so I'm down with the Airtable cause all day, every day. It's one of the top software apps for my business. So I'm not even trying to play around. I'm not trying to even play around at all. So a couple of things. I think I showed you last week. There's a the podcast profitable podcaster pack that Joe shared with us. I showed you guys him, Joe Casabana. You guys remember, because I went to his webinar. It was fantastic. This guy is great. Really, really smart webinar on automations. Love it. 24/7. Love it. So I can't wait to kind of connect with him. And why you're leaving money on the table with email automation. Come on. So good. Okay. So share this type instead. So we looked at this. Did we? Okay. Okay. Notion Planner Automations Library. Oh, I'm excited about this. I don't this is all here. A podcast gear guide. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to get into this later. Okay. So I have my People Hub. I wish there was a way that you could like star some of these ones, but that's okay. The People database, I use that for organizing all connections. So I have one from 2021 to 2022. And then I also have see this gray one right here, Ask Ash Content Planning and Strategy Base. A lot of content in here. Let me open that up. So why are we in Airtable? I'm so glad that you asked. So this is where I go to for the planning and for the storing of content. In September of 2019, what's going on? Hey. In 2019, I just, honestly, folks, I just to have a way where the organization piece of the content really was at the forefront of my mind, right? Why is this so important that you all know? And I'm actually trying to go to the top. Where's the group by platform? I think this way. Oh, okay. Oh, I gotta go all the way up. I keep forgetting. Okay, so we've been doing this for like September 7th of 2019. Look at this. This post is like 2 years old, called A Taste of Justice. This is back when I was really trying to find my own brand and my own voice. I was talking about Ben and Jerry's ice cream and the radical nature of of the civil rights, right? I was just like, I got to talk about it. So this is funny to me, but this is also so cool to see. I mean, this is close to it's almost going to be 2.5 years where I created this piece of content. So long story short, short story long is I did not want to lose my content because if I got locked out of my account, because this was back in the day where like this was like this wasn't as frequent as it is now that people are literally stealing your passwords and doing all these things. But I was like, well, what happens if something happens to my account? I don't want to have to think about where my content is. So this is literally my thought process. I have a Zapier that basically takes the Zap. This should be, is it whimsical? Well, I think I'll show you. It's in whimsical, but anytime I post on Instagram, I tell Instagram to take the media and put it into an Airtable record. The caption, the medium, and I think the date and the link. I think that's it. Is it super, super perfect? No. And honestly, I probably need to tap into an AT expert that can help sink some more information in, but that's neither here nor there. Is it here? Nope. Let's go back out here. What is this? Okay. Do. What's going on, Shakir Cade? Where did I do the you know what it is? It's the Slay Your Podcast thing. Create an evergreen. Yeah, that was the evergreen library. Hold on. Was it Slay Your Podcast? Slay Your Content? Oh, yeah. Slay Your Content. Slay Your Content has the automation. Oh, okay. I'm gonna share this. Share this tab. And they got the goods for this. This is Nicole Fempreneur Online. I did this presentation last, it was maybe it was 2021. I think it was 2021. It was great. But I shared this with them. I shared this with them. I thought this was, again, this is me thinking it was brilliant, but September 2019. And okay, this was almost like 3 years ago. Okay. That I'm just thinking about that one post. Okay, so Airtable and Zapier, right? So this is really how it's done. The post goes to, every time I post Zapier, it goes to Airtable. It copies the copy, the image, and the URL. Boom. And so this is what this is. And then I started adding to this base. So I wanted to select like what was it? Like what did I post, right? Like I was clearly really doing a feed post, which I could clearly do here. Oh, just kidding. There's a video. And there's a video here too. What? Okay, I was about to say. And if I wanted to, that's the thing. If I really, really wanted to, I could go back and fill in some of these things, but we shall not. But I wanted to put some other things here. The date posted, the post performance. See, I only started doing post performance. Excuse me. Maybe in 2020. When did I start doing post performance? 2021. Yeah, I wanted a way to rate my high performing Instagram posts. And this was back when this is in 2020. So I probably was doing 3 times content 3 times a week. Sorry, 3 times a day. So I was producing like 15 to 20 pieces. And and I didn't really have, and this is total transparency. I didn't really have much of like, an audience or like, I didn't really know what I was sort of doing. All these different types of things. And I really started leaning into ClickUp over. Oh, this is funny. Look at this. Look at all that. Overdue tasks. I love it. This is when I was doing systems lab, right? So I decided in this era, like October, that I was just gonna start talking about project management. I was like, this is my jam. This is my jam. And I was also obsessed with this is this one hits. I've repurposed this several times. This one hits. But yeah, this is the repository, and then I would group. So I went by performance. So anything that was like a 3 or was it a 4? A 4 or above. I would look at this for the purposes of repurposing content. So I got like 364 records. So then I started to put the month, the category, the persona. Last time is modified. And then what I would do, because I would go back over here, and honestly, I would actually do literally the planning of this. And then I would post and do all this stuff. And then I would have the messaging. So I'd have a messaging thing here. So that's how I set up this base. Was I would have the messaging be here as well. This was a little, I was kind of randomly doing stuff here. I didn't really have an aim or a strategy for this one. Any type of media that I was tagged in, because I love a good data collection, I would just go and tag myself in here. It is 9:28, folks. Boy, oh boy. We are, listen, at least for me, I am having a time. I am having a time. But again, we kick it all the way back. So this was where I wanted to know if somebody would tag me in a post. I would just have this come here to AT, which is Airtable. So Aaron the artist, he tagged me a few times. He said, spending the better half of the day attempting to recover an email account as well as an IG that's been locked out. Talk to everyone and think, help, hey, Zuck, help your boy out. Yeah, I remember that. I tried to help him. Brand check. What's the first word that comes to your mind? This is Kurt tagged me in something. Helen did when we were in BU together. I met Carlette summer of 2021. We started hanging out, talking, and I just love her energy. And so we talked about event planning. It was like the best. Overland tagged me. So yeah, that's what that was. So this is the old content base. This right here is what we're looking at now. This is what we're looking at now. Oops, Lord. Okay. I have all the bleep, 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 blink, 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 blink going on. Hold on. Good stuff. So hashtags are here. And so again, the reason why we're in Airtable is because I need to have my content organized. I need to have it categorized. I need to be able to look stuff up. I probably need a better like naming convention, but it's all an evolution, people. So in here is where I go and plan the content. So this is all content unsorted and ungrouped. How to fight with grace. Okay, I need to put in here what I'm learning so far. Ooh. Okay. So this is strictly for Instagram and the planning. So planning your content, Instagram and LinkedIn. I have the month. I have this month theme. So it's in the sub theme, right? The post title, the copy, the sub theme. This might be a little extra. I have not decided. The channel, the brand pillar, or the content pillar, the status, and then images. So I have the option of I do have the option of adding images if I wanted to, or a live link, but I've chosen not to. That's really that. There are other fields in here because this was a base that was already created. Ashley Pendergraph and her collaborator, we were in a like a content creation Airtable workshop. It was 3 days. It was fantastic. And I like how all this was organized. So this goes into LinkedIn planning. So everything LinkedIn planning wise, and Instagram as well. Okay, can I rename this? Because it looks like it says Insta. Okay. Group together. I mean, if I wanted to do a content calendar, you could open it up here and just kind of go from there. And then I could look here and say managing people and projects. That's the post title. People to people communication. Why does this matter? This is like straight up. This is like leadership. And so these pillars are all on like how you are going to lead. So leadership, strategy, and execution. This is also two. It's also like a combination of 1 and 2. Status. This is published. The caption is here, which is great. And I can really use this. I can even repurpose this later for LinkedIn, which is great. And I have it. And so one of the things too is that I can be on the go, mobile, right? iPad. And I wanted an easy way I can go and find my content, find the information, go in and out and post. And I've done it many times. I've typed in my caption, I've done all the things, and then I have taken the content. So that's all we have here. So that's what is going on here. So we have the Instagram posted content here. We don't have any titles yet, but I may go back, I may not. But these are some of the things where, for me, I'm going and, going back and categorizing this information because I can go and create some interfaces, right? Create some interfaces. So like days of the week that I'm posting and things like that. I got to go back. I haven't even rated even my content too. So that's like a whole thing. I'll probably go and do like a little evaluation of that. This is all the Twitter posted comment. So there's like 2 things here going on. I can automate tweets here. Okay. Through here, Airtable can send it out, but I often do threads and I don't want to have to go and search for my Twitter threads so I can use them and repurpose the content. So that's why we are over in Twitter posted content. Let me switch this over. So automated tweets, I could actually send a tweet and it can go to from Airtable to Twitter. And I can also then anything that I respond to, or if I wanted to do a thread on the fly, it's going to be captured here. And I can take that and make a carousel with that. YouTube posted content. Okay, so I need to, this stopped working. Womp womp. But the automation is anytime that I post to a list, it will show up here. And this was good. Like I needed the title, the caption, and literally the URL. That's really all that I needed. Okay, posted content. So this is all the posted if I want to repurpose. Messaging pillar, hashtags, monthly reporting. See, that's why I have to kind of get going on this. I have to get going on this. So content Q&A. I haven't done anything with this, but this is essentially what the thing is. Anytime that we are creating content, planning to post on LinkedIn and Instagram specifically, LinkedIn and Instagram, it is in Airtable. Okay. That's for sure. And then thirdly, for any Twitter content, that is being housed and stored and organized there. Now, comes to Systems Lab Live, I have another type of thing where I got all of the live streams, all the topics. I definitely from Systems Lab Live with the Zoom, I could have done a little bit better, I think, with, see, this is where I didn't have a link. This is where I was doing, yeah, I was doing Systems Lab. Yeah, I was just doing Systems Lab. This is a Zoom. Okay. And then I was doing, oh, okay, here we go. 2021, I was doing, yeah, 2021, I was doing my live streams. Okay. Which had the month, the date, the theme, the series, the platform. Ah, that's what I did. I did, oh, okay, I did Zoom and I did the Instagram. I was like, can I do, wait a minute. Because what did I call my IG? Oh, I know what I can do. I'm going to create a grid. IG Lives. And I'm going to filter where the platform is exactly Instagram. Ah, I love it. Okay. Okay. Is that really it? Interesting. So I have Systems Lab Live, Zoom, and then Instagram. Okay. Oh, I see. Because when I did October 21, I was not on Instagram. I think well, no, I should actually put Instagram here because I'm on all three of these platforms. Okay. So this is what we have here. And the conundrum really is that I'm going to be getting someone to come in and someone to actually put all the links in here and then all of the descriptions of in the video. So we're going to have that categorized here. Okay. Man, boy, have we had a time, and we need to get to budget. It's 9:39, folks. We've been on here for an hour and a half. Let's get to work. Let's get into work. Coda, brand new app, folks. Brand new app. I want to focus on the 3 hidden secrets for project budgeting. Three hidden secrets. I'm going to share this tab very quickly. Let's talk a little bit about the cost of change, external failure, and prevention costs. This is also explained in my YouTube video, the 4th video to the series itself. So I talk about it there as well. But let's dive into this, all 3. This is what you're not going to hear a lot about, right? So I have an IG reel right now. You guys need to go to its IG reel and link in and watch it, because we talk about Rihanna changing her mind 39 times. And I don't know about you, but I know that you don't have Rihanna budget to change your mind 39 times. I know that you do not. And so what's important to really note about that is you have to understand the importance, all right, of knowing the cost of change. So I'm going to give a few examples. It is, let's say you have a group coaching program, and so, and again, the cost of change, meaning like I'm talking about rapid changes that you are making all the time. Like you're just switching your mind all the time. I'm not saying like, okay, I'm going to move over like one platform that you like to another and you shouldn't do it, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm actually talking about like the amount of changes that you make can drastically affect what you produce. So if you are, let's say you decide, okay, I'm going to move all of my coaching clients from ClickUp to Airtable, you do want to assess the time that it costs, how much money, also too, the quality. Does any of that diminish the quality of either the coaching experience or any of the outputs? So if you are observing, shout out to my PMs, if you are observing your visionary, your leader, and wanting to make changes for a in-person event or making rapid changes to a membership group, tell them to pump the brakes, like for real, pump the brakes. 3 things that you should consider: the quality, people, of what you're producing and delivering. Number 2, how much is it going to cost to change? And the time. How much time? Is it going to be short? Is it going to be long? Is it going to be skinny? Is it going to be wide? No, I don't know. So think through that, right? Think through that. External failure. This is when you have consecutively produced deliverables and the client has come back and said, we're not done yet. I said, I think we're not done. And, this is what happens, right? You have not produced what was required, or you didn't check to see that this was actually finished and complete to the client's standard. And so it has happened over and over again. And therefore there's an external cost to that. There's always a cost of revision. And like I said in the video, this may be okay for you because, you got something contractually presented to you, but there's always a cost, right? There's always a cost, monetary cost, the quality, your reputation, right? So you want to think through that. You need to put a process in place, a QA process. One, I can't wait. Did I put that in the first 6 months of the roadmap? But we definitely got to talk about the quality. I absolutely get excited about the quality of things. I think it's really, really important. QA is important. Prevention costs are really good because prevention costs really dive into this aspect of training, the aspect of really understanding from this perspective of investing into your team members. You've seen disorganization in your business time and time again. I know you have. So there's a cost to it. There's a cost to it. Prevention costs save your sanity. Cool? I love to see it. I love to see it. Let's roll. We're rounding this puppy out. We're rounding this puppy out. This is great. I don't think I've done a 90-minute by myself, by my own self. Okay, come on. Coda is definitely a cool tool that we are going to be exploring. I'm going to be building out of there. I like it for a lot of documentation guides. Folks are managing projects out of here. The jury's still out on that because, again, I'm a traditionalist. I like the aspect of being able to click on tasks and assign things and do all the things. So I like being inside of platforms like that. Now, I'm not saying that Coda can't do it. I got to see it. I got to see it to believe it. This is one of those things you got to see to believe. Project Beta. Welcome to Project Beta. In Project Beta, what we're looking at is, more specifically, we have a new innovative technology that will create a housing matching software for persons experiencing homelessness. This is what you would call a project visioning document, maybe a project charter. That is really something that you for sure should know and should really look into. Okay. So we've looked into the visioning, we looked into the goals, the business goals, the deliverables, and the timeline for that. And so there's a section in here where we talk about the budget management. This is the perfect opportunity where you can really go and make some notes. And again, look at this document as a document to study for future projects when you're onboarding new team members. And this will give your team members a really good way of recalling the details. Also looking at evaluating what's missing, things that you want to revise. And so budget management is really just writing down the plan for how the budgeting is going to work. Okay, so this really gets into the factors of change management, which I think I kind of have right here. Maybe having some money on reserve, sign-offs, things of that nature, where you will, you as a PM, this is a perfect opportunity where you as a PM can sit down with the visionary and really talk about how you're going to handle the budget on a week-to-week basis. That you guys will have a one-on-one, look at run reports, expenses, that type of thing. And so you'll definitely want to have that in some other type of repository, whether it's budgeting software. You could definitely do it inside of ClickUp. And we'll take some time. We'll probably do this just another time, or maybe, we'll just look at that another time. How to do all of that in ClickUp, just the budgeting and running of numbers. But you can absolutely do that. But I think for the purposes of what we're looking at tonight, we want to focus on, all right, what is the budget plan? And we talked about that last week. We talked about the importance of identifying project activities and aligning them with the cost. So looking at it from the big chunks of work that you're going to do, from marketing campaigns to course launches, whatever it is. What are those big pieces of work that you're performing, and what's the cost for that? Right. So that gets into your graphic designers, it gets into the creation of the course content, those types of things. How you're going to, maybe it's, document how you're going to pay your contractors, important details like that. Consider it. You may not have a huge section for this. You may have, a lot, just depending on, the complexity. Some of you that are watching the replay might be in corporations. So you may need to have a meeting to kind of talk about, man, we haven't had a budget management plan but we've been running over, or like, I don't have a good handle, on this, what should we do? You may need to do some research and then put together, some proposed thoughts about how the process is going to go. But it doesn't matter if this is podcasting or this is app software, or you are in a different type of work or career, and you're in charge of these initiatives, these programs, and these projects. You really do want to get an understanding of the budget, and and really start looking at, all right, what don't I know, and then kind of go into research mode, in the expectations of managing the budget. And of course, everybody wants to, um, be under budget. But if you are also working in a more agile environment, maybe the requirements are not as defined, you will definitely have to have that level of discussion that we may run out of money, or we don't want to run out of money. What can we do so we don't run out of money? Lots of conversations to be had about that, but nonetheless, you can take this opportunity to work with your leaders, work with your teams, and really figure out what's the plan. How are we going to proceed? Well, I think that's it. And this is one of the ways that you can be able to start to document, and this is in Coda. And so we'll look at, and I'm just going to put some things in the bullets that we can write, so we can talk about how to manage the budget, how we will pay contractors. Let's see. Change management, plus how to deal with scope, all of those types of things, breaking down, budget activities. So this just helps to write this piece down, meet with your team members, and then take it from there. All right. Thank you all so very much. I can't believe, boy, do we have time today. So thank you guys for this kickback. You guys got a really cool look at a lot of different things. We covered a lot of different topics, and I'm just like super excited just for what's to come. Month 3 is next week. We're talking about the people and the people factor, and so I'm excited about that, because we're going to talk about leadership. We're going to talk more strategy and more execution. Thank you guys so much, and we'll talk soon. Have a great rest of the week. Bye.